In the first video in this series, I laid out a lot of the things that us Gen Xers were hit with just as we were starting out our young adult lives. I'll link that video at the end of this one so you can watch that if you haven't already. It's an eye-opening video. But our troubles with saving and planning for our retirement didn't end in our 20s. There are still quite a few obstacles today that we're dealing with, and I'm going to go over 5 of those in this video today. And I'll admit up front that number 4 is the one I struggle with the most. Okay, one of the ways we're sabotaging our retirement today is that a lot of Gen Xers are buried in debt. So let's talk numbers. The average Gen Xer is $157,000 in debt. Now, we lead all other generations in outstanding debts, and this could include mortgages, student loans, credit cards, medical debt, car loans. And the problem is that we've always been taught from a young age that debt is normal. Remember what I was talking about in part 1 about Discover and Visa? They were handing out credit cards like candy to us when we were 18 years old. Now, every time in my past that I've had credit card debt, it's just this huge weight on my shoulders. And I know it is for anyone else as well. Even when I thought I was managing my debt well, it still was something that never left my mind. It felt like a ball and chain. I remember at one point making payments on my credit cards of around $600 a month, just trying to get them paid off. And the whole time I was thinking what I could do with that $600. I could be putting that in a Roth IRA every month. But many are still stuck in this debt cycle, and it's really hard to claw your way out of it. And currently, credit cards are running an average APR of 22%. Credit card companies are making a ton of money off of people that carry balances, and they get richer while we get further and further behind. If you're still carrying high interest debts, that should be your priority number 1, getting that paid off. Your future self will thank you for that. Okay, the second way that we're sabotaging our retirement is that a lot of Gen Xers are neglecting their health, and it's going to cost us. Now, here's something I didn't fully grasp until I was in my 50s. Retirement isn't only about how much money you've saved. It's also about having the health to enjoy it. And here's an alarming stat that I came across while researching this article, and it's that Gen X is the least health-conscious generation out there. How many of us are prioritizing fitness and nutrition and preventative care? Now, I'll be honest, I was raised on junk food, and I struggled for years to eat healthier. And I still love, ice cream and potato chips. Those are probably my 2 favorite treats. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't eat those still. And here's the tricky part, that even when we think we're eating healthy, we might not be. Grocery store shelves are full of products that make health claims, but could actually just be dessert in disguise. Instant oatmeal loaded with sugar. Flavored yogurts, they're practically milkshakes. And granola bars, most of them are candy bars in disguise. Even just making one small change, like reducing your sugar intake at breakfast, that can reset your blood sugar for the entire day in a good way. And let's talk about healthcare costs. Have you looked at those lately? And as we age, the costs are more than likely only going to continue to increase. Now, here's the truth. Neglecting our health can wipe out our retirement savings faster than any overspending could. I just did a video about this very thing just a couple of weeks ago. We have to stop treating health as optional, because in our 70s, we're either paying for a gym membership and nutritious food, or we're paying for hospital bills and medications. Okay, the third way that we're sabotaging our retirement is that many Gen Xers are supporting their adult kids at their own expense. Now, this one is tough. Gen X was raised with an independent mindset. We've been called latchkey kids, and even the term feral kids has been floating around a lot lately. Yet that isn't how we raised our kids. Was it because we resented the way that we were raised? Is it because the world is a much more dangerous and expensive place to live? Regardless, here's the question that we all need to ask. Can you support your adult kids and still have a comfortable retirement fund? If the answer is yes, great. Keep doing what makes you happy. But if you're sacrificing your financial future for theirs, ask yourself this question. When you're too old to work, will they be able and willing to step in and support you financially? And here's another piece of information that I came across. Gen Zs and millennials are saving at a much higher rate for their retirement than we ever did. Now, I know this isn't the case for everyone, but if our adult kids are managing to put enough away for retirement, they may not need our financial support after all. I'm just saying. Now, I get it. No one wants to see their kids struggle. Now, I remember in my 20s when I was really struggling, I would call home to mom and, beg and plead for her to, send me some money, and I would lay it on thick, but it rarely ever worked. Now, do I hate my mom today for her, for not helping me out when I was begging and pleading with her? No, it helped me learn and grow from the mistakes that I'd made. So if we're sacrificing our older selves by not setting up some financial boundaries with our kids, then we're setting ourselves up to struggle in the future. And do you think your kids will be happy knowing that you're suffering in your 70s and 80s because of this? Now, it's one thing to help them when they truly need it, but it's another when you sacrifice your retirement when they're doing okay. Okay, the fourth way that we're sabotaging our retirement is that Gen Xers are spending more than any other generation. Now, currently, Gen X earns the most out of all generations, but we're also spending the most. And not just on necessities. We're leading in spending on eating out, entertainment, travel, pets, clothing. And honestly, spending hits a little close to home for me. We're being marketed to every minute of every day. And we're even told that our economy depends on us spending ourselves into oblivion. Now, I tell myself that my spending is okay because I'm putting around 20% of my salary into my retirement savings. And I'll justify it by saying, hey, my life is really stressful right now. I need to blow off some steam by spending some money. But then I ask myself, what if I could be saving more rather than making Jeff Bezos richer? What if I had enough cash ready to buy a new car when my current car dies and to be able to buy it without having to get another loan? What if I could retire a year earlier by just cutting out some of the spending I'm doing now? What if the money that I just mindlessly spend could be used to be more generous and to give to others? I'm not saying we shouldn't enjoy life, but I am saying that our spending should reflect our goals and what we value most in life. And the fifth way that we're sabotaging our retirement is that some Gen Xers are still delaying retirement planning. And this could be the biggest mistake of all. A lot of Gen Xers put off investing in their 40s or 50s, saying, I'll just catch up later. The problem is that later comes really fast, especially at this age, it seems. Now it's time to wake up. We don't have the early morning anymore. That's in the rearview mirror. We're in the afternoon of life now, and that means there's no more time to put these things off. Now, if I could go back in time, I'd tell my 30-year-old self to start saving now. And if you're in the same boat, it's not too late. The best time to start was 30 years ago. The next best time to start is today. Now, the good news is that every mistake that I just mentioned, every single one of them, they're fixable. Debt, Start paying it down now. Get laser focused on it. Health? Prioritize it before it becomes a problem. Be proactive instead of reactive. Supporting adult kids? Set financial boundaries and stick to them even when it's hard. Overspending? Make sure your spending aligns with your goals. And delayed investing? Start today. Now, if you see yourself in any of these, I know it's hard. I've been there. I know exactly what it's like. But the longer we wait to deal with it, the harder it gets. You can start making those changes today, and in 5 years, you could be astonished at how much progress you've made. Now, if you found this video series helpful, hit the like button and please subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. And if you want to know why I feel that Gen X has been left behind in retirement, I'll link that video right here. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.